reason, we're like out in fields and it's just blowing snow. Look at that drifting. So you know what that means? Probably tomorrow we'll have a 2-hour delay, right? Yeah, it's going to be too nasty to come to work early, so maybe the boss will give us a 2-hour delay. Well, here's today's little issue. I got this big motor shutting off on me sporadically in the mornings, and then yesterday it did it to me once or twice, then it was fine. So I piddled around in here. A lot of guys know I don't like wiring, and there's a few guys on the channel that really do like it, and boy, I wish that they were here. Wiring isn't my expertise, and this is what I got to deal with here. So I had one problem last winter right there with some wires rubbing up against this wall right here and shorting out. No, I got a wire rub right there. Black spot. Anyways, these wires are rubbing, and somehow it's kicking my motor off. Last year, these wires here, one of these wires here, would rev that motor all the way down, just like that. And now it's actually shutting it right down and shutting it right off. So yeah. So I'm gonna first one cut off. Start looking in here for wires rubbing together. Here's an interesting fact, guys. This is what happens. This is what we got going on. Every time a tree hits a single knife, it causes a vibration. So every chip that's made, all these chips, every time them get hit with the knife, it causes a vibration. And this whole machine's just constantly like this. Just constantly. It's a big vibrating monster is basically what it is. So what happens is these wires just sit in here and do this. And that's why I had to cut electrical tape over top of these. And right now I'm just taking each single wire and looking it over. What's that right there? Nothing. So last time it was pretty easy to find those wires because they were bare and it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm going to cut this one too, and then I'll go back and run some new ones over top of it, but you got to break them apart to look at them a little bit. I had a good first load. I was ready to go and shipping before daylight like I should be. And then the motor shut off. Driving me nuts. If it's not in here, there's one other possibility. And it's this panel that's up in the chipper. And my lights are all screwed up, and it's the chipper rev up and down, the clutch button, the little motor rev up and down, all the main buttons on that one panel. And if I can't find anything here, I'm going to go up there and pull that apart and look in there, see what we got going on. Now that one was kicked out just a little bit. This right here was not quite. quite in there just right. That was interesting. This right here was pushed out just a little bit. It's the tether. So, I don't know. But, I got some little issue. That might have been it. I won't know. I got some little issue, though. I can tell you that much. And it is driving me bonkers. This is just a spare wire. There's nothing wrong with that. So, don't worry about that, guys. That's an extra. Trust me, I already looked into it. These are for all you wiring experts. All you guys like to play with all this wires and stuff. This is right up your alley. What's that right there? Might be hard for you all to see stuff that I'm doing. I don't know, but lets you a little bit into the world of wiring on this Morbark chipper. It's been fairly decent. We had this one problem, and that was about it. I really wonder if that wasn't it right there. That was sticking out just a little bit. That wasn't messing us up. That little wire right there. Okay. Right there. Well, I guess I'm going to tape this up. I don't see anything right offhand. Right away that I notice is a big deal, and I'm going to run up to the cab and look up there and see what we got going on. I'll pull that cover off and look in there. There could be something in there. Nothing obvious right away, except that one thing. Hoping that was it. I don't see any wires. It's cold out. I don't see any wires that are bare. A lot of wires, guys. A lot of wires. Well, I'm going to wrap this up real quick. A little bit of electrical tape. Connect those babies. All these here real quick. Hold that little shang tangled together. Look at that. Might have just enough to do the rest of these. I'm not sure. That's all I got. Paul's on the other job, so he's got the tool truck. That's what I had left over. Was that little bit there. So I'm gonna put this back together, and then I'm gonna jump up in the cab, pull that panel off, and see what we got going on up there. So another problem that always messes you up the first couple times you do this is when you open this door up. This engine stop right here hits right there. And then your motors won't run. So you go to get back in it, and then your motors won't run after you work on it in there. And you're thinking to yourself, oh crap, I really screwed something up now. Nope, your engine stop button just got pushed in by the panel door there. No big deal. So let's go up top, rip into that. The one good thing about working up here, it's a little warmer. This was the panel I'm talking about. It's this one right here. I'm wondering if this is not messing something up. Any of you Morbark geniuses out there, you guys know who you are. Talk to me. So I wonder if that's not messing me up. So, I'm not sure. But, here's my cab wiring. Up in here. voltage regulator. Right there on that. It's not through though. And, get right up close and personal with this girl. I'm sure all you wiring experts are going to be like, "Well, you're an idiot. Why don't you do this? Run this test. Hook up this wire." I don't know what I'm doing. I can track down a bad wire, but that's about it. Question is, which one is it? You know? Which one is it? That's the question. I just look for bad ones. Maybe I just get lucky and find them every now and then. Who knows? Spider up in there. Maybe he's up in there chewing on stuff, huh? Get out of there, you rascal. I don't need you crawling on my head when I'm down here chipping and down my neck. Another one right there. Spiders just love it in here. They stay nice and warm. Nice and warm in here for them. What do we got here? Auxiliary power. Couple power options. We're gonna have to see. What's there? Go black spot. Well, I'm not gonna bore you guys any longer. I'm gonna keep looking. Then we'll come back, chip in, and see if she does it again. See what happens and go from there. Well, on my second truck, hasn't acted up one time. So everything's going good so far. The only problem with breakdowns like this, shut that conveyor off of my chains. I'm waiting on a little bit of wood. I got a bunch of logs stacked up, but I'm just getting the slasher up and around going. So the only problem with breakdowns like this where the electrical troubles or something like that, to have this chipper all up and going, you got to have it all revved up, and pretty much if I didn't do anything, rev it up and run it just fine, it wouldn't kick out on me. But once you start feeding it and then keep working it for a few minutes, it'd kick me out. So that's the bummer about breakdowns like that, is you got to have it all running and chipping to see if you fixed it or not. And then when you get trucks here, you want to get them out of here, so you don't want to be broke down. It's catch-22. So, but so good. So far, so good. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, just that one breaker was kicked out just a little bit. It's kind of shorting something out or something. So, I hope so. Easy fix. But we haven't had no problems with it so far. We'll just have to wait and see. Here comes Paulie. Got me some chipwood. I sorted out some logs. I want to slash those out. There's a few decent logs in here. Few ash, a lot of smaller ash, but there's some nice maple out here, and then there's some nasty maple out here. Hopefully, just hopefully, we got that problem fixed. And have to wait and see. Keep working. We'll find out. But I'm not much for the electrical nightmares. Hopefully it's fixed.